10,000 years ago, we stopped chasing food and started growing it. 250 years ago, we stopped relying on muscle and started relying on steam. Today, the rules of human civilization are being rewritten for the third time, not in the soil or the factory, but in humming data centers you will never visit. AI is not a tool, it is a restructuring of reality. While the Industrial Revolution gave us a century to adapt, this revolution is moving at the speed of software. We aren't just changing how we work, we are redrawing the map of global power in real time. The only question left is who ends up on the winning side of the new lines. The first is cognitive reach. Every previous wave of automation targeted physical or repetitive cognitive labor. Machines replaced muscle. Computers replaced calculation, but they couldn't replace judgment, creativity, language, or reasoning, the things that made human workers irreplaceable in the highest value roles. AI, for the first time, is moving into that territory. It can read contracts, write code, diagnose diseases, compose music, design buildings. The jobs that were considered automation-proof are now in the crosshairs. The second is speed of adoption. The steam engine took 80 years to spread across the global economy. The internet took 20. Generative AI, from GPT-3 to GPT-4, from early chatbots to multimodal models capable of seeing, hearing, reading, and reasoning, advanced more in 3 years than most technologies advance in 3 decades. And it is being deployed, not prototyped. It is in hospitals, law firms, banks, and call centers today. The third is the economics of marginal cost. Once a piece of AI software is built, deploying it costs almost nothing. The same model that advises a Fortune 500 company can advise a startup in Lagos for the same marginal cost. The same diagnostic AI used at Johns Hopkins can be used at a rural clinic in rural India. This is fundamentally different from physical capital, which must be built, shipped, and maintained. AI, in theory, can scale instantly to anywhere with internet access. These 3 factors together mean that AI is not just a better tool, it is a new general-purpose technology, one of the rarest and most consequential forces in economic history. Let's talk about jobs, because this is where most people feel the stakes most personally. For decades, the standard story was that automation hit blue-collar workers hardest. Factory workers, miners, assembly line operators. Their jobs were the ones the machines took. White-collar workers, lawyers, accountants, analysts, doctors, software engineers were safe. Their work was too complex, too nuanced, too human. That story is now obsolete. A 2023 study by Goldman Sachs estimated that AI could expose the equivalent of 300 million full-time jobs globally to automation. A separate analysis by McKinsey projected that between 2030 and 2060, up to 30% of current work activities could be automated by AI. And, crucially, the jobs most exposed are not the ones at the bottom of the income ladder. They are the ones in the middle and upper middle. Document review, which employs tens of thousands of lawyers and paralegals, AI can now do it faster and more accurately. Financial analysis and report writing, AI handles the first draft in seconds. Radiology and pathology, AI diagnostic tools are already matching or exceeding specialist-level performance in controlled studies. Customer service? The contact center industry, which employs over 4 million people in the United States alone, is being systematically replaced by large language model-powered chatbots that don't take breaks, don't need health insurance, and don't ask for raises. Software engineering itself, the profession that was supposed to be the safe harbor of the digital age, is now being automated by AI coding assistants. GitHub Copilot, Amazon Code Whisperer, and their successors are not just helping programmers write code faster, they are reducing the number of programmers needed to produce the same output. Now, here is where the story gets complicated, because the optimists have a counter-argument, and it deserves to be taken seriously. Every previous wave of automation, they point out, created more jobs than it destroyed. The Industrial Revolution didn't end employment. It created entirely new categories of work that no one could have predicted. The same, they argue, will be true of AI. The productivity gains will generate new wealth, new industries will emerge, new jobs, AI trainers, prompt engineers, AI ethicists, human-AI collaboration specialists will be created. This may be true, it probably is true to a certain extent, but there are two problems with the optimist case that history doesn't fully answer. The first is speed. The Industrial Revolution gave societies a century to adapt, to build new schools, new training systems, new social safety nets. AI is moving orders of magnitude faster. The question isn't whether new jobs will eventually appear, it's whether displaced workers can retrain and transition fast enough to reach them before their savings, their communities, and their sense of purpose are exhausted. And the second is distribution. Even if AI creates as many jobs as it destroys in aggregate, those jobs will not go to the same people, in the same places, at the same wage levels. The gains from AI will at least initially accrue heavily to the owners of AI systems, the companies and the shareholders, and to the small, highly educated workforce capable of working alongside the most advanced models. The losses will be concentrated among workers who lack the access, the education, or the adaptability to make the transition. This is not speculation, it is already observable, in real time. AI is not just redrawing the economic map between workers and companies, it is redrawing the literal geographic map, concentrating economic power into a smaller number of places than at any time in modern history. The AI economy requires three things: capital, compute, and talent, and all three are extraordinarily concentrated. Capital. The vast majority of AI investment, venture funding, corporate R&D, government AI initiatives is flowing to the United States, China, and to a lesser extent, the United Kingdom and a few other European nations. The United States alone accounted for roughly half of all global private AI investment in 2023. That money is further concentrated within those countries, in the San Francisco Bay Area, in Seattle, in New York, in Beijing, in Shenzhen. Compute. Training state-of-the-art AI models requires specialized chips, primarily GPUs and tensor processing units, made by a tiny number of companies, led overwhelmingly by Nvidia. Access to those chips is controlled and rationed. Large data centers capable of running frontier AI models exist in a handful of countries. The physical infrastructure of the AI economy is as geographically concentrated as any heavy industry in history. Talent. The researchers and engineers capable of building and deploying frontier AI systems are estimated to number in the low tens of thousands globally. They are concentrated in a small number of elite universities and technology companies. They are compensated at extraordinary levels. AI researchers at the top labs command packages of millions of dollars a year, and they are overwhelmingly located in a tiny number of metropolitan areas. The implications for global economic geography are profound. For the past 30 years, globalization dispersed economic activity, call centers to Manila, manufacturing to Shenzhen, software development to Bangalore. AI threatens to reverse that dispersal. When a piece of software can replace a call center workforce at near zero marginal cost, there is no reason to locate that workforce anywhere. The economic activity simply evaporates, not moving to a cheaper location, but disappearing entirely. The countries and cities that are home to the AI companies capture the value. Everyone else loses the jobs without gaining the technology. Let's follow the money, because the economic map AI is drawing has a clear center of gravity, and it points straight at the balance sheets of a very small number of companies. The AI boom has generated one of the most extraordinary concentrations of stock market wealth in history. Nvidia, the company that makes the chips that train virtually every major AI model, saw its market capitalization rise from roughly $300 billion in early 2023 to over $3 trillion by 2024, making it briefly the most valuable company in the world. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Meta have collectively added trillions in market value as investors bet heavily on their AI capabilities. This wealth creation is real. It reflects genuine productivity gains. AI tools are making knowledge workers faster, making software development cheaper, enabling new products and services that didn't exist before. The economic theory of AI's transformative potential is not a fabrication, but there is a deep paradox at its heart. AI generates productivity gains that accrue to the firms deploying it and the shareholders who own them, but productivity gains that don't translate into higher wages, more employment, or better public services don't improve the living standards of the people they displace.